Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I'm a relationship hacker.
Run up and get touched up, suicide. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail. Run up and get touched up, suicide, that's it. And all of y'all know my style.
Yes, indeedy. MLK Day. MLK Day. You know we got to do a special, man. Hey, that beat is by DJ Julian Ramirez in the background. Y'all see him over there. Man. We up in here January 17th, 16th, right? January 16th, MLK Day. Very important that we do a show commemorating the birthday, the accomplishments, but also some of the pitfalls. Man, black people, man, we got a real serious conversation to have today. Listen, if we don't have serious conversations, to me, I waste the platform. So, before we even get into the topic, you already know how we got to do this. Community empowerment. Listen, special business offer. If you have a small business and you want to get 4 weeks of promotion, that's $50 a week. All you got to do is donate $200 to my GoFundMe campaign. www.gofundme.com/Zoe Williams. We're going to build this radio station, this network. I promise you. And it's going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous, of course, is ridiculous. You just replace dick with cock.
That's it.
Right?
And you get the porn version of ridiculous.
It's going to be amazing, man. We're going to take it to the absolute next level. And I want to barter with you. I want to barter with small businesses that are trying to come up. You know you can't afford regular radio promo. Is this a good or bad deal, John? John, the white guy's like, don't do it, don't do it. Don't do it, Zoe, don't do it. But hey, people they need this exposure, and I'm willing to do it. So there are some companies that have already jumped in and supported that. Power in One, right? Power in One Clothing. That's PIOclothing.com. I love their clothing. They sent me a whole box full of stuff. Power in One, guided by the ancestors. Beautiful stuff. Empowered stuff. Please, please, please continue to support PIO Clothing. Another brother who took heed was Trusted Tax. Now, Trusted Tax, let me pull up their site here. Pretty good, interesting company here. Trusted Tax. They do taxes. They have an app. You download the app. They're like H&R Block. But you go to this is the website right here, trustedtaxapp.com. They have a number here, 908. They're in the Jersey area, 908-820-4771. Or you can email them at info@trustedtaxapp.com. Check out their website. At the very least, go support them, look at them, see what they offer, tax preparation. They've got a really quick app. You can download the app on, iTunes or Google or all of that. Please support this black-owned business. Trusted Tax. And of course, my homeboy Antonio is here. He's always going to be able to break down, group economics. Does it work? Is it futile? I mean, we're going to get into all that. Then I got another package, people who supported the GoFundMe campaign here. Total package energy shot. These guys, they actually didn't support the GoFundMe campaign, but that's okay. They supported the young lion. Now, this guy, like I said, man, he's like a Zen guru trainer. Metaphysical, philosophical, got them doing qigong while they're lifting weights and while they're on the bands and jumping on the box, and really mind-body connection on it. And their package, their total package, let me just break it down right now. Total package has 1/3, 80 milligrams of the caffeine in other brands. In fact, there's a report by Dr. Patrick Jacob from the University of Miami about the benefits of the product mix, of which one benefit is that it does not cause raised heart rate when ingested. Now, you know, a lot of these products, you drink them and your heart get to racing.
Caffeine.
That's, you know, you be out there tripping. You feel like you're going to have a heart attack, right? Also, total package has no sugars, carbs, rush, jitters, no crash, and no compromise. And I've been using it, and the energy is good. Every time I see the white boy now, he be asking for it too. They got a ZOWHAT. They got a ZOWHAT. I guess it's if you call in and let them, they want to know how you found out about them. So they have a number here, 800-318-5922. Place your order. Be sure to mention Zoe to the sales agent so they'll know where it's coming from. Their website is totalpackageenergy.com. Black-owned business. Support these guys. I mean, he's doing his thing. I'm just trying to get him a little bit more recognition. Also, let me go back. Let me see. Who else we got? We got a couple of people who donated $200. So I just want to make sure I support them and you know, get them out there. Oh, let me go back real quick. Trusted app real quick. Black owned and operated. Maximum refund guaranteed. Unlike other tax apps, we triple check and verify every return to ensure accuracy before transmitting to the IRS. So they're on their shit. Promotion for listeners. After downloading the app, enter referral code ZOWHAT for $10 off. So that's that. Let me see. We got Weed Juice in the building.
Weed Juice.
Everybody know what's up with Weed Juice. Let me make sure the juice I want is here. Please continue to support that brother. You feel me? Please, please, please.
This one used though?
He grabbed it immediately.
This used though?
Is that the one? That's the one. I'm gonna jump over the table and hurt this white man. White man need to get beat up.
He grabbed it immediately.
You're on the right there.
White man need to get beat up. It's cool. Every now and again, you got to beat up one of them just to remind them that, oh, I'm inferior.
Like,
you like that, right?
Oh, wait a second. Wait.
Let me recalibrate.
Let's start with
Weed Juice. Oh, you good. Shepherd Sweets.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta continue to support them big time.
Where they at?
Inglewood.
Somewhere, where are the snacks? Somewhere putting crack in the candy. That's where they are. Jesus.
No, the candy is amazing. I didn't bring anything. I didn't get anything.
Laced with heroin.
Come on, yes.
Hey, sometimes I get an opportunity to pass them out, but I didn't have that today, so I'm sorry. But please continue to support shepherdssweets.com. Oh my God. She's doing something. I don't really know the details because I don't pay attention.
Nectar from
Working
the
with
Candy
Freeway
God's
Rick.
orgy.
No, but she's doing something for Valentine's Day. So if you want to buy your girl some Valentine's Day treats and cake and all that kind of stuff, this would be the best time, best opportunity.
I try
do
to
that.
kick, but they be calling me, man. They be calling me. The Shepherd Sweets be calling me.
Yes, it calls us all. And then also support my homeboy Ramo Mart. I'm wearing one of his garments today. I'm in the Assyrian Persian king robe right now. Just on the little lotus petals on the God side of the game, on the Xerxes side of the game. My son works.
What is this?
What is a game?
What is this McDowell's?
Simmy,
Where your lying?
Simmy, you had one job.
You're beneath me, and so does his daughter.
Nonsense.
$1 million American dollars.
You don't got enough money to pay me off, Jack. Nonsense.
So yeah, support Ram Omar NYC. They getting their business together. I like a lot of the things that they're doing now. My man got a real professional sister in there who's like getting back to everybody, making sure everybody get their order. If you haven't got your order, email me, get at me. I'll send it to the brother directly to make sure he get on it. But yeah, continue to support them. Also, man, I can't reiterate this enough. We really don't want to be dependent on other situations. We need our own studio so I could build it out the way I want to build it out. I want to do the shit I want to do. I got love for everybody who, fuck with me here at Dash, Zena, T Radio V, wherever I've been, Foxhole, wherever. That's cool. But it's 2017. We got to take it to the next level. Anybody who send a donation today, I'm gonna shout you out on the radio. I know I sometimes fall off of doing that because the topics get so heated, so meaty. But I really need you guys to make a strong impact today. We need that. So that's www.gofundme.com/Zoe Williams. One last thing I need to promote, Freedom Paper Company. We make jokes about it. That's a black-owned business that's thriving, and we help them get there. So I want you guys to continue to support them. FreedomPaperCompany.com. Another group. RBGTs. Holla at me on the GoFundMe side of the game. I got love for y'all. I support y'all like crazy. Support RBGTs.com. But y'all need to holla at me on the GoFundMe side of the game. We got to manifest this radio situation. This is real. This advertisement shit is real. All right. Kev, I know you got something to promote. Anybody else got something to promote? Dr. G, Kev, Jeff.
For the people who hit me up about the status classes, you can go to realnoggets.com and get them. We do them on every Wednesday and Thursday, but you don't have to be there for the classes. They're recorded, so you can actually go buy them and then watch them at your own leisure. Also, we have the Dragon Moore and Phoenix Moore hoodies, so go ahead and knock those off.
This is Antonio
Moore in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go to my YouTube channel, Tone Talks. I got an interview with Ron Artest. Actually, I have two with Meta World Peace. I got one with Byron Allen, the billionaire, and another one with an economist named Sandy Darity. Go there, subscribe. Please support and share it. We all need to get that information.
Where is it?
Tone Talks on YouTube.
Tone TZ.
Oh, what am I promoting?
What do you have going on?
Man, I am just so happy to be here in the new year. There's so much going on. See the movie that's coming out in June with me co-starring with Akon. It's called The American King. It's the reverse of Coming to America, and it's very, very funny. Jeff's Brownies. I swear to God that book is coming along, but just as much as the weed helps, it hurts. So I'm doing a dance with that. Beats by the pound. Holler at me if you need some music. Shout out to some people who I can't name. I'll name you next week when the thing goes through. Thank you for buying the beats for me. I'm very proud to be a part of that project.
There it is. Play some of Jeff's beats too, man. Dr. G, what do we got?
Yeah, Talking to Crazy is $1.99 a Kindle through the end of the month. It's Oprah featured it, and it was a finalist in the Audible Book Oscars, and so you can get it. Is there anyone in your life who's driving you crazy? I got 5 people right here, including myself, who are driving me crazy.
Oprah make your credit score jump 30 points. If she mention your shit, you can go to the bank and go look here. Okay. Oprah mentioned my shit, and they'll give you a loan.
Well, you can go, if you go to look up Oprah.com, Talking to Crazy, you'll see the article they featured.
Wow.
So, hey man. But anyway, thanks for all the support and more. Thanks for tolerating me on this show. So I'm glad to be here and glad to have a new year.
Nonsense.
Here we go.
I know you don't tolerate me.
We
Go
do
ahead.
not
Jeez.
tolerate.
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Dr. G's relationship toolbox to set up today's topic. Support all of these businesses. Don't forget www.gofundme.com/ZoWilliams. We'll be back in 2.2. Holla! Ladies and gentlemen, the ZOWHAT Morning Show back in the building. MLK Day special. We about to get into it right now. Dr. G's relationship toolbox.
Here we go.
So if Dr. King was alive, I'd like to ask him this question. Do you believe it's true that you can't negotiate with terrorists? My hope is he'd say, yes, that's true. So what I would ask you is, can you negotiate with racists? Can you negotiate with people who have a fanatic, fixed view that they believe is true, it's inflexible, and they're not going to change it? Can you do that? Because it seems like, and I can, in my sense, and have at me, is I can understand you wanted to do it peacefully when you were around, because at that stage, probably there was a fear, well, the way they're treating us now, and it was a little bit more primitive then, you might debate that with me, if we really get angry at them, they will destroy us. Well, to go along to get along has not worked. I don't know what the other option is, but hopefully we'll find that out today. And may you rest in peace, Dr. King. You did good.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. I say you should ask Malcolm X the same question.
Right, I'm already pissed off. But let me just do this. True or false? I mean, Doc set up the topic perfectly. MLK Day. Would he be pleased, with where we are today as a people? Would he view today's culture as a nightmare? He had a dream. But even in 67, he was saying, this dream is going to look like a nightmare. He had already said, I feel like I've integrated my people into a burning house. So what would he think of where we are as a people today? Would Dr. King be happy with the twice elected black president who technically did very little to improve the condition of black people? Would he be happy with Barack? Jeez. Right? Would Dr. King hold public schools responsible for helping black children fulfill the American dream? I'm telling you, the only way dreams work is you got to be asleep. That's fucked up.
Damn. Dreams don't work if you're awake.
Dreams don't work when you're awake, my nigga. I'm just... something else happening when you're awake. Did we get sold on a bullshit dream? A lot of times, listen, my man's gonna cover this. Black celebrity, black ceremony, pomp and pageantry. We buy into that. Dr. King even called it superficial optimism.
Red and circus.
You know what I'm saying? We like throwing the BET special for the Obamas. We sending them off with a thank you and a hug. We love you for everything you did for us, baby.
Oprah told him be more selective about TV.
God damn, but what did you do? We will praise and celebrate and put people on pedestals all day in America, but what do we do today? How do blacks in America cure gang violence? Are our black politicians really for our interest? John Lewis, Kamala Harris, and Cory Booker? Or are they just extensions of the military-industrial complex? Or the pharmaceutical-industrial complex? Can they get bought off?
H. Rat Brown.
Damn. Eesh. Those are just some of the questions I have. I have more. I want to throw it to the panel. We got a group here ready to chop in. We got Kevin Barringer. We have Antonio Moore. We have Jeff Brown. And of course, we have Dr. Mark Goulston. Let's get into it right now. Answer any one of those questions, Antonio.
Let's give a framework. New York Times did a piece this morning. What they said is that the top 8 wealthiest people in the world are worth more than the bottom 50%. Just last year was 62 people. wealth consolidation is speeding up at rates that we've never seen before. I mean, we really haven't seen, let me say, since the Gilded Age. What you see right now is we don't really understand how that impacts us, particularly as African Americans and as Americans as a whole. When you look at the institutions around us, we need to be questioning everything. We need to be taking this information in, and I look forward to a positive dialogue today. But sit on that for a minute. 8 people are worth more than the bottom half of the globe.
You know what's interesting? 2008, 2012, Tavis Smiley, Cornel West was on Obama's head about poverty. What you gonna do? You know what black people said? The leaders, be quiet, stop hating. You
Melissa Harris Perry, Roland Martin.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, they were right. What did you do? Nobody's coming back and saying, you know what, Tavis, my bad. You know what, Cornell, my bad. We was wrong about you. Because when we look at the final tally, America did better, but black Americans lost ground.
America didn't do better, though.
Speak on it.
95%, Obama ran around touting jobs, right? 95% of the jobs Obama created were gig economy. He's employed black people as Uber drivers. And so, like, what we got to understand is that they've told us that we did better, but in reality, we're not doing better.
Speak on it, Jeff.
Wow. Where do I start? First, I say, because you know my confrontational ass,
Yes.
I love your list, bro. I'm going to need us to grow it. We should grow the list. And since we're not on the air every day, we're going to do it by week. This is going to be week 1 of calling those people who were talking shit about Cornell and Brother Tavis talking shit. We're going to call you out. This is week number 1 that you have not, that we're asking. So we can't say you didn't respond. But by next week, if we don't even have a wishy-washy, pissy-ass public statement, you know how you come out and give those public statements that really use 200 words to say nothing? If we don't have one of those, we're going to start calling you out every week until we get 52, 53 of them, until it starts to generate a buzz that you are not backing up what you say. How about that? How about we call motherfuckers out that didn't say what they didn't say?
Dr. G?
We've talked a lot about institutional racism, and it's not a pretty thing, but it exists. Would my respected panelists agree that you can't stop institutional racism unless you have a structural solution?
Agreed.
You know, and so there needs to be a structural change. And also, by the way, you can't change a paradigm from within it. You have to be you have to be outside it.
That's totally right. And
You just can't see it. So what we need is people who come from truly the values of wanting to leave the world better than they found it. People who can look from outside the paradigm, who have some influence to be able to change what's going on inside the paradigm. But we need a different structure. A structure is something that people that supports people, but people can sort of follow. I respect sort of individual action, but individual action is not going to lead anywhere until we have a structural solution. So what do you guys think?
I don't think it needs to change at all. I don't think one iota of institutionalized racism needs to change at all, with the exception of what needs to change is how we see us.
Speak on it.
Say more about that. Go deeper.
If we saw us, we could keep this shit exactly how it is. We could keep democracy how it is, which is bullshit, but we could keep this republic running exactly how it is. Who is the record least in voter turnout every vote? The Koreans. Koreans don't show up to vote because they're handling their shit.
And they're not getting vote shamed for not showing up.
For not showing up. They're not. Okay? If we change, thank you. If we changed how we looked at us, if you pulled over a sister in the hood and in 3 minutes, 60 rolling 60s was watching you, and every time you did it, what would happen? If we stopped shopping in places that don't tell us what the GMOs are and grew our own food in lots, in empty vacant lots in the hood, and had those gardens guarded by the gang members that live in there. Now you're talking about a difference. The system made the projects. The system didn't bust out all the windows and piss in all the elevators.
Right.
That is the mind. Our minds need to change.
Yeah.
And unless and until we can get the millionaires, we got to get the millionaires on the page. We have to get those we worship, the basketball players, the singers that we worship, those that we cannot. We need to see what you're doing directly. Fuck all this. Oh yeah, well I'm giving this on the low because I don't know. We need to see it. We know when you buy blue diamonds, motherfucker. We need to know. Okay,
right.
We need you to adopt your grammar school. Adopt your grammar school. Why is it that the schools in the public schools are bad and public schools aren't as good as private schools? Why? It's rich motherfuckers that went to public school. Where did they go?
This is. I mean, we're going to rehash an old argument. I think that people do have to take some level of responsibility, but we're talking about hundreds of years of structural racism in the wealthiest country the world has known. I did a piece on land, and I recommend everybody go look it up. I expected to see more work done on land and African American ownership. In this country, white people own 98% of the agricultural land, worth 97% of the money. You can check out my piece on inequality.org. So I guess we're going to grow it all on 1%. That's the problem. It's like structurally where we're at right now is black people have been cut out of the process of ownership. What we believe is that we actually have a section of ownership, and that's the role of celebrity, to make us believe in aspiration, make us believe in a Cosby Show that didn't happen in $1 Million House in 85, make us believe that we actually have a chance. And I believe that one of the things that we have to do, I do agree with it, is be honest with ourselves. But when we're honest with ourselves, we have to be honest about our limitations. And I think one of those is to realize our limitation today is wealth on a whole nother level than we've really seen since slavery.
Well, yeah, I just don't see melanated people getting out of anything in America anytime soon. My man. It's just not going to happen. And the reason is you have the wrong instructions. I mean, you're trying to open a can of, sardines, and you got the instructions for how to fix a remote. It's not going to work.
Hey! God damn it, where you put the batteries in the sardine can? Shit. Where my glasses? Read where the fucking batteries at? I'm hungry. Shit.
Do the oil and the batteries go together? These sardines come with oil.
This goddamn this goddamn sardine can don't work on Hulu. Shit.
At all. I mean, you're working with the wrong information. I mean, as long as you're looking at America like it's an actual government and you have power within that government, nothing's going to change. You live in the land of Oz.
It's a plutocracy.
You live in the land of Oz. It's an ochlocracy.
It's a kleptocracy.
It's an ochlocracy at its core, but it's actually a corporation. And technically, it's a corporation. Actually, it's a corporation. You can look up, go to Delaware, go to the Delaware site, and look up the United States of America, Inc. The file number is 219-3946. So if you are in a corporation, all of its citizens, you're not citizens, you're property. Like I just did on one of the classes I did last week, I showed my birth certificate. At the bottom of the birth certificate, it says West Note Bank Company. And that's everybody's birth certificate. Go look up your real birth certificate. It tells you it's a bank note at the bottom of it.
Written on the same kind of paper as money.
There you go. And so if your status is property, then you need to understand how to get out of that status and create a new one.
My TV can't tell me what to do. Mine is mine. God damn it. What the refrigerator talking about it's time to go to bed? Fuck you, refrigerator. I bought you.
But I want to say this really quick. The reason that they keep your status hidden from you or your history hidden from you is because you are actually indigenous to this landmass, to this continent. Woo. And so as long as they got you thinking that you're from Africa, you have no claim to the land. And so as Tony was talking about, we have 1% of the land, and the white people have 95%. But that's not true. If you understand your connection to the land as indigenous people, you can come back and get the right to that land. But you don't know. They're going to keep telling you that you African American, that you this and that, and keep getting your focus away from this landmass. So you'll never ever come back and try to get it.
Okay, question. when you discuss the agricultural land that is owned, that is land that is zoned as agriculture.
Yeah.
Okay. How much unzoned land in major cities in the ghetto that is sitting doing nothing is there? I, as a spitball with no theory and no numbers to support it, believe that as a movement, if we were to buy all of that, and it's pennies on the dollar, buy all of that sitting there land, houses burnt down, boarded up, businesses out of business. If we bought all that land and divided it up and turned it into local agriculture, I believe we could feed us.
So,
Dr. G, and then Tony.
Yeah, I want to propose a challenge to all of you because, like it or not, you're role models. You know, you're seen as smart, you're informed, you don't shoot from the hip. If you do, it's connected to your head. So I'd like to propose a challenge because if you're all role models and you're willing to do it, can you each talk about when you changed and how you changed a fundamental belief? Because that's what you're asking people to do. You're asking people who are listening, you need to change a fundamental belief or narrative. But I think if we could weigh in, you know, then maybe we would inspire people instead of trying to persuade them what to do. And I think they need to be inspired.
and this is my thing. When I changed is when I said there is data. And I really think that, you know, I interviewed Sandy Darity, the leading economist in intergenerational wealth out of Duke. And he pretty much agreed with me. And what we come to is a realization that black wealth hardly exists, even when you include NBA, NFL, and rap stars. And I did a piece on that as well. So when I say that, I said, there are people who do this, economists who study this level of wealth. One of the tricks that's been played on African Americans is to not understand the framework. We think of ourselves as a ratio of 1-to-1 with white people. And we are in terms of having arms and legs. But in terms of wealth,
not even close. Don't
even exist. And so like when you come to that realization, you start to understand, well then where are my people at? Let me get a frame. So this is like the frame. The middle black, there's 40 million black people. They live in 14 million homes. That's 2.8 per home about. The middle black family, when you take out the family car and the couch, is worth $1,700. 8 million black homes are worth less than $1,700. And people would say, like, I don't know those people. Well, you know somebody that's driving an Uber.
Yeah, you do.
For full time buying gifts. It's just they don't look disheveled.
Full time buying gifts.
Yeah.
They just don't look on the Christmas side of the game.
And what you have to realize is as I leave the space open for everybody to talk, I'm in no way trying to put nobody down that's driving Uber. What I am saying to you is that Uber is one of the most destructive forces to ever hit the labor market. What it does for black people particularly is strip away your ability to say, I did my job right and I need recourse. No, it's no recourse. You deactivate it. You got to drive people late at night. We had a story that came out last week. Black woman got killed in a car accident. She had 3 children. She got killed in a car accident doing Uber late at night by bars in a random car accident. What I say to you today is that I do understand where Jeff is coming from. And I believe we all need to have that kind of pride. But at the same time, what I do say is we need to be honest about the game board, the frame of wealth and who has it, so we can demand wealth from power.
Okay, it's just that demand word just threw me off.
Can I
go ahead, Jeff.
Okay. First, what made me change?
Yeah.
Okay, what my change started here when I was about 11. I have an old saying that I made up not long ago. Most black people are born in this country Christian. The ones that learn how to read leave. I was a Sunday school teacher. I read the Bible. I have read the Bible once at 11 years old and once at 25, like a book from cover to cover.
Well, then you need to read it again
Yeah.
with this perspective now.
With this, this is where this perspective came from.
Yeah, you
is
gotta
that I
read it
read the
one more
whole thing and I was looking at I always knew I was different. I always knew I was different. Maybe you didn't hear this, but most of us here who know somebody raised in a single family home by a single parent home by the mother, what you hear from that side is them niggas on your daddy's side ain't shit. Everybody here know that story.
Yeah, we know.
But I was totally different from the people on my side. The things I thought, the things I wanted, I knew I was different. And once I connected with that other side of me, that freer thinking, fucking avant-garde, gypsy ass shit I got onto, I understood that I was different. And instead of focusing on my similarities, because I don't have a problem with that. The media makes sure that we focus on our similarities. I needed to focus on my differences. I needed to focus. I needed to start putting my thoughts on trial. The thing is, Doc,
wait, say more.
I started going.
The process of putting your thought on
the
trial.
process of putting your thoughts on trial. Everything, every thought I have, every part of my programming is up to being changed if something new comes about. Because once I am conscious of a newer, stronger thought, all that time that I am conscious and do not change my programming, my workings, my doings under this new belief is exponentially wasted. It's wasted worse.
What enabled you to embrace a new thought as opposed to deny it and say it's not true?
When I got halfway through Genesis and Cain slew Abel and was sent off to the land of Nod, and the inner being in me, the inner person, the person that was here before me, said, "Nigga, who the fuck is the people from the land of Nod if Adam and Eve fucked and got Cain and Abel? How did they make them people over there?" And I was like, well, wait a minute, this can't be the beginning. And then I cut to about 15 years later, I went to Egypt. I have seen.
You was on the ground.
I was on the ground where I'm looking at this sphinx missing a nose that's 200,000 years old.
Right.
And you telling me that in the beginning was 5,500 years ago, and there's a guy named
Wrap it
Jesus, whose name, the letter L is only 900 years old, and the math started to not work. And I allowed the math to not work. What most black people will not do is they will not allow the math to not work. Math don't lie. You can lie with math.
You can lie with words all day long.
But the numbers don't lie.
They don't lie.
And black people want to ignore the numbers just in the hope that they will be seen as equal as white people.
That sounds like Obama's presidency.
Thank you, sir. Which I'm gonna save for the rant, but I hate it.
You're gonna have to bypass the rant.
Am I gonna have to bypass the rant?
You're ranting now.
Okay, then I might as well get the fucking movie out. What movie did I just see? Hidden Figures?
Yes.
Yeah.
I cried through that whole movie.
Powerful.
I cried, but I cried from another place. I was angry that the people who I was watching the movie with, the people that were around the black people in the movie, were all under the assumption that the black women in the movie were being done a favor, when the truth is this mathematics.
Wait. Stop. Anytime an oppressive hand offers you an opportunity, it always has a shackle connected to it.
Come on, bruh. Every time.
See, they always listen. The Jacksons. Did you see Michael Jackson's documentary?
Which one? This Is It?
From Motown to Off the Wall.
Oh, the Spike one. I still got to see that.
Yeah,
Man, watch that. Because, no disrespect, Doc, but we got to call motherfuckers out for what they do.
Yeah.
White people are in power.
Yeah.
So all the time, they're looking at you like, I'm doing you a favor. Even Doc, I'm the diversity on this show. I'm helping y'all. It's the truth. Listen, producer sitting there talking to Michael Jackson. Hey, man, it's a writer. Sing it different. Sing it differently. No, I didn't write that. Mike sang it a different way. And then finally, this is one of the most candid, most honest moments in that documentary. Motherfucker said, I had to stop myself to remember I'm fucking talking to Michael Jackson, a genius.
Yeah.
I'm sitting him trying to tell him how to do this shit because I'm in a position of authority. No, Mike, you're doing it wrong. Then it dawned on him. Wait, you sing it the way you want to sing. Right. Do you understand?
You know,
so that happens a lot.
What's a trip is that reminds me, and we in the movie section. If you haven't seen Fences, go see Fences. Sorry. What I want to share is a moment in that movie that kind of I talked about on Facebook. Opened up a whole dialogue. Comes to his son, says, "You can either buy a TV for $200 or a roof for $264."
Yes.
Understand now today, a TV is still $200, but somehow a roof is $3,500.
Wow.
That choice isn't the same. So we come with shackles, right? Mm-hmm. We know the obvious shackles, which is a man giving you a contract and the contract don't read right. But do we understand NAFTA as a shackle? Do we understand cheap Chinese goods as a shackle? Do we understand the whole advent of new kind of methodology where you're supposed to buy an iPad that connects to the internet so that the internet can tell you to buy some more stuff that you don't need? These are the things that we have to deal with as a race now that generations before weren't necessarily there. Price itself kept us as a controlled mechanism, meaning if a roof is the same amount as a TV, it makes it easier for me to make the responsible decision of getting a roof. But if a TV is $200 and a roof is $3,000 and I only got $200, I might go on and just give me a TV.
Right, because I ain't even got to focus on that other 28.
But again, let me go back to that doc. White dude in power, fucking unaware of who he's dealing with and what he's dealing with. Oh, he's the president of CBS. Jacksons want to leave, right? They want to leave Motown. Oh, these guys are washed up. They're old. They used to be a teeny box. They've done commercials. Then all of a sudden, they do, what's the record? Boom, gung, 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 gung.
Shake your body down to
So these motherfuckers can't hear it. The president of the company can't hear it. And I don't know. I don't know. What the fuck you mean you don't know? But you in the seat of power. I'm here to help you, Jacksons. He's in the seat of power. He don't know. Somebody has to come to him and say,
"That's that shit.
That's shake your body down to the ground, my nigga." Do you see what I'm saying? Oh well, we thought they were washed up. That's because you're not creative. You're not in a genius space, but you are in a position of power. Now, look at the dynamic of that. What that does to black people. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for
raping me.
Thank you for allowing. Right. We ain't even gonna talk about the back end where you ain't getting the money.
Thank you for raping me because before then I didn't have a chance to lay down.
Listen, in 93, Jeff, that was powerful, Jesus.
I'll get a nap if you rape me.
Jesus, at least give me a Somonex before you do it. But damn, Jeff. In 93, I'm at Loud Records. Broadway punks Steve Rifkin.
Why is that a shock?
Broadway go, hey, the little homie want an A&R gig. Talking about me. I get the A&R gig. Part of the deal was I got to do this for Broadway because if it wasn't for James Broadway, I wouldn't have signed the Wu-Tang. Because I can't hear it. James, what do you think of this? I don't know.
He said, nigga, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
It's protect your neck.
But it's a trip, Joe.
But he's in a position of power. Oh, I'm doing you a favor.
Right.
We got to be like, fuck your favors. Listen, is protect your neck still protect your neck without Loud RCA records? Yeah. And if we gave a fuck about ours, it's gonna be protect your neck because we bought it. Yeah, some white people bought it too, but we was on it.
Right.
That's our shit.
But it's interesting because that brings me to a interesting conversation I had with Freeway Rick. One of the pivotal change points for black entertainment was when crack came about. No way I'm saying crack was good, but what you saw is that this was one of the first times that we were able to invest large sums into our own entertainment. When you look at some of your entertainers, came from dope
garbage
money.
bags of money.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and you can see it in his book. Rick put up the amount of money, put up $600,000 to make Anita Baker's first album. Gave it to Dick Griffey in a duffel bag. He was gonna give it to Pooh for some stuff to do rap. but he ended up putting it into Anita Baker's first album. I think it's Before the Rapture. And so like,
wow,
what you saw is that was a threat to capital, a threat to power. And I think that goes to like Zoe's point. And that's why hip hop ended up being so rebellious, because you saw this infusion of the ability to kind of,
I'll pay for this shit myself.
Yes.
Ism.
Right. and that allows us actually now connected to the larger discussion of Martin Luther King to access integration in a whole nother way.
Too short.
Listen, we got to take a quick break. This shit is going crazy right now. The MLK Special Edition show. A deeper look at the question: is today's Black America MLK's nightmare? I vote yes. Muster the Rohirrim. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. All right, we'll be back. We got to take a quick break. DJ Julian Ramirez is about to get his mega mix on. We'll be back. The ZOWHAT Morning Show back in the building. It's 12 o'clock. That was a hell of a mega mix by DJ Julian Ramirez. Represented the woo thoroughly.
And showed that he also ain't nothing to fuck with.
Right, even though there are chinks in his armor. We did not hear Protect Your Neck, but that's fine.
Or Winter Wars.
Or Winter Wars. So, a lot of things were left out, but we'll blame it on his youth. So we'll transition very quickly from there. We will muster the Rohirrim, and we will bring it over to Jeff, the intellectual irritant. Will rant. There are many things he wants to cover, but I don't know what they are, so this could be another pass or fail. I don't know. But Jeff Brown, let's do it right now. Intellectual irritant.
I ain't trying to call nobody more or less than the other in politics, because politics is just a shit hill with a bunch of people in white suits trying to climb it and look odorless and spotless. So to say that one is worse than the other is not what I'm about to do. But the truth remains, regardless to what you think of Donald Trump and how you can't trust him and how he ain't shit and how he's racist and how he's a bad businessman and he don't like women and he's a pedophile and he got let some chick piss on a bed, whatever. He did something Obama didn't. He brought up the hood.
Wow.
Obama was in office 8 fucking years. And the best thing about him leaving is for him, he now gets to use the word black. That's an idea in my head to say that, Obama's everybody. He was everybody's president and still try to figure out how to put this man on a pedestal for you giving him permission to do what no president before him had, which is to ignore the black agenda. Every president before him, Lincoln, and by the way, look it up. Obama's not your first black president. He's your 8th. I watched a couple of movies this weekend. I watched Fences, and the one that really stuck me was what's the one with the ladies in it? The Hidden Figures. Again, I was angry. I was livid as I sat in the theater crying because everybody around me watching it, to include, sadly, many of the black people, were under the impression that the sisters were being given an opportunity. Spoiler alert. Kevin Costner in this movie gets angry because the female character brilliantly played by Miss Henson. What is her first name? Taraji. I always fucking Taraji. Shout out to you, girl. Again, you did your damn thing. Her character had to walk a mile to take a piss because the colored bathrooms were across NASA's campus.
And this is an outrage.
Yes. All of a sudden, he is banging and knocking down the colored bathrooms. Why? Not because it's wrong. It was wrong before she had to fight to get in the room. It was wrong before they wouldn't let her drink from the same coffee can. It was wrong before they wouldn't let her in because she was a woman. Do you know when it became a problem? When it got in the way of Whitey's agenda. That is where all your favors come from. all these movies we watch, and I'm tired of watching movies that are basically predicated on how long black people will take white folks shit. That's all these civil rights movies are. And then they get one white guy who gets to be the savior. What if all the sisters involved in the space program used these 3 words that we all need to start using?
What are they?
Fuck y'all then. I gotta walk across here to pee. I ain't adding 2 + 2 is George Washington, motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. Now what? How is it? How is it? I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how dope this brainwashing is. This brainwashing is so dope that nobody other than me in the theater I was in, to include my family, to include everybody and nobody but me, understood that the reason the sisters could get down with the numbers is because the numbers are not the numbers to the sisters. That's just them communicating to their ancestors.
Some nature type shit.
They're on some natural shit. Right. That's the no-look pass right there.
Right.
That's the alley-oop, the shit that you can't write with X's and O's.
The shit you can't teach.
The unteachable shit. So to pretend that it is astonishing that black people are smart is to not know that black people brought you medicine. Black people brought you math. Black people brought you the motherfucking stars. The way that you navigate, the way that you move around, you was funky and naked, eating off the fucking ground before black people. But in order for this shit to work, black people need to think that it's extraordinary when you smart. Why is it that smart and articulate, I have walked this road myself being fairly smart and fairly articulate, where people mistake that and find out that they don't know how to fight, and I'm nice with these doorknobs because they figure out, they think that somehow intelligence is a gift to black people. No. Intelligence is our gift to you. I'm done.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm almost done. Footnote.
P.S.
Everybody you see that's black, that's out getting money, that you excuse for getting money, that do things that you don't like, are being raped by whoever. Michael Jordan does not have as much money as Phil Knight. He don't. Okay? Everybody you see making this paper, they made it. They made it to this place in your mind of relaxation, of ease. Let's say this place is a bed. They have decided that I will let you rape me if you let me lay down.
Oh, God. Okay.
Now I'm done.
Here we go. Now we moving into...
Take my sunglasses off.
It's like black people have become like a vaginal and booty prostitution ATM.
Yeah.
I will sell myself if you sell me in exchange some level of recognition or status or certainty.
And all that cream you see that's around their mouth ain't nothing but the master's jizz.
This is true.
Okay, so let's reset it because Jeff went 8 minutes. Okay, fine. This is the MLK Special Edition show, ZOWHAT Morning Show, Dash Radio, Hot Button Radio. A deeper look at the question: is today's Black America MLK's nightmare? Jeff just really laid it out there real poignantly. We have some guests in the building right now. Of course, Dr. Mark Goulston, who records everything, makes me nervous. He writes notes. Like, is he with us, or is this for the Raytheon Corporate? I don't know.
Hilarious. Is this for Raytheon?
I don't know. Like, he makes me nervous now. He's recording everything. Okay, but right. We got Jeff Brown in the building. That was his wonderful rant. We have attorney at law, my good friend Antonio Moore.
Yeah.
And then we have the homie, over 20 years, personal trainer, the man is one of the smartest guys I know. He won't let you borrow anything out of his library. You have to,
I let you borrow stuff for a whole year. Shut your ass up with that.
his library is like the Theosophical Society. You have to read it here and then put it back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's my guy, Kevin Barron.
He'll whoop your ass and then break down the etymology of ass whooping while you laying there with that shit on your eye.
So I wanted to connect some to Jeff's point. You know, as we see Obama leaving this week, I did a piece on Newsmax. Check it out. It's called "Obama's Celebrity Overshadowed Black America's Struggle." And what I talk about is this playbook that Obama used, where a lot of people don't know, but like Oprah, Quincy Jones, they validated this man. And they gave him a hug and they told him he's okay with Black America. One section I just want to share with you. Our nation digested President Obama like a celebrity and forgot to critique him like a politician, viewing him through the lens of scandal for years rather than evaluating his actual policy achievements. What you see is that what Jeff is actually speaking to is like Black people have become our nation's celebrity and in a way lost the way of being for ourselves. We can't dance for everybody all the time. And President Obama got to the point where he was in office and doing Jimmy Fallon, doing all these specials. There's one thing that you can actually see. He gave the Medal of Freedom to so many celebrities. I think it's like 9 or 10. And so like it got lost in the message that you actually are there for us. What people don't know about President Obama is he inherited $500,000 from his white grandmother. This is the same man that basically said that Black people don't need reparations. I think that when you start to deal with the context of Obama, not as the person that you want him to be, your uncle that didn't make it, your great-grandfather that was in the factory, your great-great-great-grandfather that was a slave, and you start to look at who he is, a man that inherited $500,000 from a white person, the highest level of white privilege you probably can have in this country, and then told you don't need reparations. You can start to just break it all down.
But we're working on the premise that he can do what the hell he wants. Obama is a puppet. He can't do shit in that damn office that he's not told to do.
That's fair, but that's
Trump is the same thing.
But Kev,
Carrier.
So is the King of England. He's a puppet too.
Yes, all of them are puppets.
But he could be a puppet.
Yes,
He could be. Let me say this: Obama could at least been this puppet. I apologize for slavery. That's no money. America's never apologized for slavery.
Apologize for slavery.
Let me just finish my sentence. I'm just saying this. America has never apologized for slavery. Now, the reason that's important, coming to Byron Allen's lawsuit and things that we do, there's laws on the books that once you recognize that this happened, that we can access. And I'm not talking about Phyllis. Well, I'm not talking about nothing in air. I'm saying from actual knowledge and seeing Byron Allen use an old slave law to make $1 billion. And what I'm saying, coming back to it, is Obama could apologize for slavery. You know who said he would apologize for slavery? Bernie Sanders. Yeah. White Jew.
Apologize for slavery.
The country has never recognized.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Well, you can't say the country, because there was a senator before Barack ran, and I knew Barack was going to win soon as that Tom Harkin in April of 2009 apologized. Now, it was a non-binding apology, meaning we ain't not going to pay you nothing. But we do recognize slavery
we fucked up.
And Jim Crow still affects you guys today. And that was a resolution that was put forth by Senator Tom Harkin. And it was passed, I think the non-binding resolution now heads to the House of Representatives, where a similar resolution passed by voice vote in July of 2008. Only to wither in the upper chamber. Mm-hmm. So this is a country that's reluctant to even be like, yeah, we was wrong.
You stupid.
Because that whole Atlantic slave trade, the hype of it is, most of it is hype. I mean,
our bad.
Our bad.
I mean, even
I have to say that's just that's a disagreement people have. But I believe slavery happened. I know my great 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 grandfather was Aaron Moore, and he got ran out of Brooksville, Mississippi, in the 1800s. So like I get where you're coming from, and I respect that.
But I don't think you do get where I'm coming from.
No, I'm saying I don't agree. I'm saying that slavery.
But you don't know what I'm talking about.
Let's figure out
you
where
have
he's
no
going.
idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let's say his road is wrong after we go down it.
Okay. So the fact that it's documented that only 400 to 600,000 slaves only came here from Africa. Most of the people who you think were slaves or descendants of slaves were actually here, and that's the big lie. They'll perpetuate that lie because it serves them. Because if you think that if you keep your mind thinking that you're not from this landmass, you will never claim it, and all you're looking for is an apology or some damn little bit ass reparations when you're actually owed more than that. So the knowledge needs to come back to the people or melanated people who are here that you actually from this landmass. That most scholars understand that between 300 to 500,000 people came over here. So all the melanated people who are here, where the hell did they come from? Right. If only 300 to 500,000 slaves came over to North America, where did all these damn melanated people in North America come from?
It's kind of hard for you to argue about this house when you telling me that you kidnapped me and brought me to this house, when the truth is it's my fucking house.
Thank you.
Now, with that said, I think the last thing that this generation of black people need is reparations. The last fucking
I agree.
Because what are you gonna fucking do with it? And it's not from the those who owe us. It's not for them to say. It ain't for you to tell me what you gonna do with the money that you owe me. Motherfucker, if I buy 600 lollipops with the money you owe me, that's my 600 lollipops. Right. What I'm saying from this side is that we need reparations on top of this. On top of, dear NBA organizations, in the coming season, if we do not see, with our eyeballs, see 10% of your money going into the hood of wherever your team is, nobody black will play for or against you for 100 years after this season. When we start thinking like that, when we open a business and everybody makes a point. If we made a point to open a black hair care products place in an unpopular area, we gonna put this motherfucker in Hemet. And everybody from Compton gonna drive to Hemet to get their hair care products. Unless and until we can think like that, the last fucking thing we need is reparations.
Let me get to Dr. G and then I'll come back to you. Dr. G, the Jews.
Why the camera still on me?
Let me ask you the question. The camera's on everybody, Jeff.
We'll focus on some other motherfuckers.
You talking about Dr. G's secret camera?
Yeah, the hidden cam.
Raytheon.
Okay,
Raytheon. Yeah.
Those guys. Okay, so I'm asked Dr. G, the Jews stick together, got their money back. So I look at them as masters of reparations. Ooh. They got money back from America. They got money back from Germany. They got money back. What is the process? I mean, how do we organize? Like, what's square one to go back and get the bread? Y'all did it. Give up the jewels, Doc.
Well, I think a couple of things I want to say. One thing about the conversation about apologies, you haven't really said.
You're not going to answer the question?
No, I'm going to answer it,
Okay,
but I couldn't interrupt before. One thing about apologies is, and I think the law, the whole law industry has screwed this up, is often lawyers will say, well, you can say you're sorry, but never say you're wrong. Because if you say you're wrong, it means you owe reparations. So say you're sorry and say, oh, I'm sorry for how that felt. But until you admit that you're wrong, the other person feels unsatisfied and they wish you hadn't even told them that you were sorry, because it has nothing behind it. But what everybody is trained to, as soon as you say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I mean, Bill Clinton said it was wrong. As soon as you say wrong,
what's the definition of it? He did that too. What's the definition of is?
No, it was, what I did with Monica Lewinsky, it was wrong. He didn't say I was wrong, and he never looked in the camera when he was talking about any of it anyway. Because he couldn't make eye contact with all the people that, he felt, if he's capable of, shame in front of. But the whole idea of, we're talking about reparations, I think there needs to be an admission. We as America are sorry and we were wrong, but you've been trained that if you admit that you're wrong, someone feels, well, I'm entitled because you were wrong. You did wrong and we're entitled. And so I think a lot of the legal profession has trained people, don't say you're wrong because they're going to come after you. Wow. And so I just had to get that out because I'm hearing about people feel very unsatisfied when you say I'm sorry without saying you were wrong about something.
Okay,
I
give
can't
us a
let go of
tip
the
on
anger.
the reparations.
Okay, reparations. I think part of it is that a lot of what the Jews had were, first of all, they weren't in the unions because so they couldn't use their hands, and Jews are pretty good at thinking. And what you're telling me is so are blacks. And what happened is they pulled together to use their thinking because they weren't really allowed into the unions. They weren't allowed into the blue collar things. They weren't allowed, and so they pulled together their thinking. And with your thinking gives you other kind of options. Unity in thinking as opposed to reacting.
And plan of action.
Yeah, also, there still is this sort of paranoia. We're a one-bomb country. I mean, that, and if they tunnel under us and we're a one-bomb country and we go away, well, what are they so worried about? Well, if people are tunneling under you and you're a one-bomb country, you'd be a little bit paranoid yourself.
Define one-bomb country.
Well,
You hit it with
mean
one
boom,
bomb, that's
it's
a wrap.
over.
That's a wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, Israel.
Bada bing.
Oh, Israel. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the idea is I think because anger and whatever, we weren't very good at anyway defending ourselves physically, but it wasn't available to us the way that blue collar redneck anger is available. So we pulled together in unity and used our brains and we thought together. And what's happening is I think any race that wants to succeed, they have to pull together and use their brains. I mean, that doesn't mean don't use these, what do you call them?
Donobs. Yeah, there you go.
Don't you ever.
That's good. No, that's good.
That was good.
That was good. He called them donobs.
Donobs.
Well, I was going to call them donuts, but then I'm a cop lover. What am I going to tell you?
Donobs. Yeah.
Let me say this,
Anyway, that's my semi-rant.
Dr. G. This is the issue. We had Jim Crow. And when we start to deal with Jim Crow, those laws were meant to shut us down. That's directly from a billionaire. Period. There was no Jim Crow to shut you down that same way here. So anytime we tried to unify, there's things like the FBI wiretapping Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King,
Malcolm.
There's COINTELPRO.
And on and on and
I
on.
want to connect two people. I want to connect Martin Luther King and I want to connect Obama right now. Martin Luther King, when he's dying, does one of his last speeches and he says, white people are undergirded with subsidies for their farms. I'm coming to Washington for my money.
And that's why he was killed.
And then he gets killed. When we look at Obama, and I like using people's words. That's Martin Luther King's words. Ta-Nehisi Coates did a piece called My President Was Black recently in the Atlantic. It was on a cover story this month. And what he says about Obama, we need to get this in the show. Obama had been on record as opposing reparations. But now, late in his presidency, he seemed more open to the idea. Theoretically, this is Obama's word, theoretically, you can make obviously a powerful argument that centuries of slavery, Jim Crow, discrimination are the primary causes for all those gaps. That those were wrongs to the black community as a whole and black families specifically. And that in order to close that gap, a society has a moral obligation to make a large, aggressive investment. Theoretically. What I said, I wrote a piece of Newsmax on this and I said, to have the first black president realize on his way out the door that reparations possibly should have been part of policies on the table is more than a problem. What you realize is that theoretically, he don't have to worry about it. Because when your grandma gives you $500,000 in stock, that means she probably bought your first car. That means she probably paid your student loans. You've been undergirded. Now, what we've seen recently, just last year, and I want everybody to look this up as well, Georgetown was a very interesting, nuanced thing happened last year where they recognized the slaves that built that place. And they said that the black students that can show that they're connected to those slaves will somehow get tuition free at the school. These are the kind of things that happened last year. Now, that opens a whole doorway because Chase Bank, U.S. Steel, these are real companies. These are real companies that were tied to slavery. One of our biggest myths about slavery, and I'll leave it at this, is that it was a Southern institution. No, it was an American institution. There were no ports in the South. They were in the North. There were no banks in the South. They were in the North. Those people were owned by the banks in the North. All the clothes were made in the North. So this was an American institution, and I think in some ways what we do is we recreate it as though we can come up with a self-pride of today, forget that time, and move from now. No, we need to remember that time and actually get our due.
So who owned more slaves back then, black people or white people?
let's just say for the sake of argument, black people.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Now, I just want to say this. I just want to pose a challenge to anybody out there.
Wait a minute.
But there's one challenge real quick.
I want to know.
Huh?
Let's just
28. 28. Are we
counting the banks?
Yeah, I want to.
Are we counting the banks?
I mean, if Kev says that, I'm not.
Let's go. Yes,
yeah,
we're counting that.
about 28% of black people own slaves back then, and something like 2 to 3% of white people own slaves. I'll bring you that.
Yeah, but that don't mean the raw number.
That's not 100 and 100.
No, that's not the raw number though. That's just 2% of the whites owned it, but they owned all the slaves. Like you talking about like fringes versus the cake, the icing,
right? Because I just want clarity on that.
Well, I'll give you the statistics on that. However, the first slave was owned by a black man.
Okay,
but that wasn't real slave ownership. That was a difference.
Would you call it slave ownership? You call it indentured servitude and slave. When slavery was actually put on the law books in 1641, he was the first person to own a slave.
That's my name.
But again, it was indentured servitude, and before that. And so you both had Caucasian people and melanated people in indentured servitude, and they both signed contracts and they both were released, and some of them were fucked up, and all of that shit happened. Okay. My point is, where is the goddamn slave ship? If it was so much fucking slaves brought back over here in the Atlantic City, where is one goddamn slave ship? Just show me half a slave ship. Show me a board of a slave ship. They don't have none of that shit right now. Now, if all these damn slaves were imported over here from Africa to America,
and we don't have time travel,
you got dinosaur bones,
right?
You don't have a goddamn slave ship. Show me the slave ship. Then we can have a conversation.
That's a valid argument.
That's a good argument. I can smoke a bag of that. How the fuck in ever?
I'm there too.
I'll tell you this. I went to South Africa and definitely saw I went to South Africa, definitely saw the cannons. So,
show me a slave ship.
I seen where they hold
that shit.
Okay,
show me a slave ship.
But see, here's the argument. Here's where it
that
loses.
Was my how and ever.
Here's how it loses glue. It loses glue when you say, "Show me a slave ship," and then you say, "I went back and I saw the cannons." Cannons. It is not to say that no slaves were taken from Africa or 12 slaves were taken from Africa. It is to say that countless millions, as we have been told, that Roots
just
is Alex Haley's story, as we have been told.
It's false.
It's false.
And what I'll say countering the whole undergirding this whole argument,
yes, sir,
is not counting Haitians. It's not counting Jamaicans. It's not counting. So what he says, let me just finish my sentence. Let me just finish.
Yes.
When you say 400,000 or 500,000, you're not counting the millions that went to these other places.
No, we're talking about North America. We're talking about North America. Yeah, we know millions went to the Caribbean.
The truth is, which this is kind of tangential to sisters who try to look at Brazilian women as different than them. They are different than you. They are different than you. They're nice. There were more black slaves sent to Brazil
That's
than
my point.
here.
That's
so my point for bringing it up leans this way, that maybe, just maybe, there was a lot of motherfuckers already here. And that's
they
not
were.
what
there were.
So let's do this. Let's bring it back. Because we're off just a little bit.
Okay, let's get back on the Dr. King.
Let's just bring it back.
Yes, sir. We apologize.
No. That's a good conversation. I think it must be had. I mean, this is my thought process. Everything about America as it pertains to history is propaganda and lies.
Everything.
Okay? A fucking Indian is somebody from India. That's what, quote unquote, whoever that person they call Christopher Columbus,
right?
Who we don't know is real either.
Thank you.
We don't know if that motherfucker real either. Right?
Right.
Christopher Columbus.
Y'all done lied so much.
He said he was lost. Said he was on his way to India. Saw some folk, called them Indians. But why are they called Indians? Why is India named India?
Indigo.
The color, some color, right? Some dark folk. Mm-hmm. This is why most Southern folk can tell you what tribe they from, right? What Indian tribe they from. There's a connection between quote unquote slave black folks imports and some people that were already here,
right, that
were accepted as the same folk.
That's right. And imports are domestic, goddammit. Beer is beer.
They were nations, not tribes. That's a very important thing. Tribe goes back to tributary. It made them subservient. They were nations. They were sovereign.
That's
over 500 nations of melanated people here speaking 300 different languages.
And so all I'm saying is that's convoluted and can't be dealt with right now on the show, to break down all of the tribes and the connectivity, that's all convoluted.
Yeah, because Indians own slaves too.
Right.
Yes, they do.
So,
Yes.
and that's another.
And now don't want us to get some of the stuff that comes from being Cherokee or things of the sort.
Because they know the blood ties.
Yeah.
And where the blood ties is just like in the Bible. We family, then that means we got a piece of the family property. We got a piece of the family money. So the Indians is like,
well, that depends on who you're trying to hook up with. A lot of them actually do want to hook up with melanated people. There's a lot of them out there that's trying to do that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's another show. Maybe we'll do that show.
People.
But to come back to the central topic,
Yes.
I'm going to set it up like this. This was part of my final thought, but fuck it. I'm going to set it up like this. No, I'm going to take it this way. When I look at MLK, I look at somebody who was brilliant,
Absolutely.
who was articulate, who was intelligent, just wow.
Period. Yes.
But was his ideals, was his beliefs in the best interest of our people then and now? That's what this show is about. What he stood for, what he fought for, and ultimately died for. Is that something to continue to put him up on a pedestal as somebody that is to be revered?
If I may,
Yes.
I think a distinction that has to be made
Give it to him.
is that what he stood for and what he fought for is not what he died for.
Yes.
Yep, that's
Say
Okay,
more.
that's
Go
one.
deeper.
That's
Yes,
one.
yes, yes.
Okay, he stood for equality of all people, and he fought for injustice. He died because he was about to go get our fucking money.
Yep.
Okay, there was a civil rights leader who said that all of Dr. King's work was a mistake. That civil rights leader was Dr. King. He himself said, whoops, these white folk ain't listening. What's Malcolm's number?
Yep.
He said that himself.
That's right.
He said, wait a second.
Let's get Brother Malcolm on the phone.
Let's get Malcolm on the phone.
Any means necessary.
For
up in here.
all of you kowtowing, I don't call you niggas no more because niggas mean king.
Means God.
I call you shade tree jasper ass house coons
Shade Tree Jasper.
that have added to the YouTube number of the I Have a Dream speech, which is well over 14 million. When you leave your job and go home riding in your car with your socially acceptable afro, and you get home and part of you may think you may let your mustache grow, I need that part of you to YouTube, if you dare, Militant Dr. King. It only has about 5,000 hits. It's in the 14 million I Have a Dream. 5,000 hits of look here.
So
white
let-
folks that
can I
had
add to that?
subsidies,
So-
we need our money.
So really quickly, I want to not really shift the topic, but I want to get everybody's opinion on DL's take, on Steve Harvey meeting with Donald Trump. DL went hard.
But there's one thing I wanted to say about the
Yeah,
King.
speaking to Mike though.
One thing I wanted to say about the King thing is just to add on to what Jeff said. What we have to understand is a great movie that shows its offenses again. We were labor. Their land wasn't worth that much. Our labor made the land worth a lot. What they were trying to figure out is how they would use us going forward during the pivotal moments of Dr. King. What you see is that they wanted to make us consumers. After they make us free, all of a sudden, goods that were expensive, like a TV, was the equivalent of $1,700
Back in the day.
back in the 50s. They made everything cheap, gave us a bunch of credit, and say you just gonna keep the whole markets churning. That is part of the math of understanding how convoluted this thing is. So all I say is you got to get deeper and understand that Dr. King changed over the course of his life. I agree with that, Jeff.
Now
Absolutely.
answer the question.
Oh, answering the question, as the DL Hughley, I think that we have to separate the individual that is Trump and the administration. Here we are, we standing and we're looking at Trump as an orange-haired guy that's a racist, and you have that right to have that opinion. But now he's the president of your country. And I don't know if necessarily Ray Lewis, Kanye West, Steve Harvey is the right person to go in and speak for Black America. But I definitely think that we need to be advocates. I told this to Byron. I said, we need to make sure that the right person is saying the right things to this man.
Okay, this is why I say it's a little late for that. The demise of the Black, something I goofed about over as Travis Bickle. The demise of the Black man is on autopilot. Okay, anytime what people, what did you expect the president, Obama, to do? He's just the president. I expected him to run on, hey, I'm everybody's president, and I'm not going to do shit for Black people. Instead, he put that dirty 4-letter word hope and let you motherfuckers do the rest. And that's why hope is a dirty 4-letter word in my house. We've replaced that with the word plan. To have this concept that, we need this and we need that in order to thrive in this democracy. Well, newsflash, in 5 years, the way you know America is going to be gone, okay? The whole reason you know about what's going on with Russia is because there's going to be a slow mind change to get you to like Russia. And we need a fucking disposable idiot in the spot in order to make this change. Every time that there is a president put there for a change of a mind state. It has nothing to do, it's who will the people like hearing the bullshit from most?
Who will be the face of the new
bullshit,
narrative?
of the new bullshit.
The new
now,
perspective.
I'm going to say this, I'm going to get out the way. The only reason we are siding with Russia is because there's nobody else that can keep China, once they side with North Korea, from us speaking Mandarin in 10 years. That's what's up.
Dr. G, then Kev.
Yeah, regarding what would Martin Luther King think now? I just want to throw this, back to all you guys. Would he think that the Black community is more fragmented now than it was then? And if it was together then, was it because they were all drinking the same narrative, which kept them one down? I mean, how? Because we talked about how the Jews are unified versus fragmented. So what do you think he would think?
Starting with Kev, then Antonio, then Jeff.
Well, to answer the other question first.
You sound like me. You never answer the questions.
Answer the question he just asked.
Would Martin Luther King, would he see blacks as more unified now or more fragmented?
I think he would see him as more fragmented today. But again, that goes back to his what he proposed at first, and then him understanding along his journey of what was right and what was wrong, and him trying to change up. Just as far as going back, I want to go with that question about Donald Trump and Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey had said when he went up there, he basically talked to Donald Trump about just doing some shit in the hood. He was like, look, we need programs in the hood. You gonna do it or what? He said, Donald Trump was like, yeah, we can hook up some programs in the hood. Now, whatever the hell he's up there, he's a celebrity, all that. If he can get Donald Trump to actually do some shit in the hood, then fine. I don't give a shit what the hell is going on. If he can get him to throw some money or some programs out in the hood and get brothers some jobs, then that's fine. But I mean, I don't know why you pissed about that. But I mean, no matter what's going on, if he can put some money in the hood, that's a good thing to me. All right.
I think
then Jeff can respond.
I think Dr. King would look out, see a world of iPads and iPhones, and see us as more fragmented. We lived in a segregated community where we were able to isolate away from the dangers of mass marketing. Dr. King would see a world. Dr. King would see a world where black people have basically been tricked into consuming things that don't matter.
Wow.
Jeff?
If Dr. King could see us now, that would mean he could see April 4th, 1968. And I bet you, if he looked at us and went, these niggas now, I ain't going out on the balcony for these motherfuckers right here.
Boondocks.
I'm for no more pussy.
Boondocks, yep.
Yes.
The Boondocks.
I'm not going to get, okay, let me get this straight. I'm going to go out on this balcony and I ain't going to see my children again. I ain't going to fuck Coretta again. I ain't going to do none of this. I ain't going to have no food again. I'm done. For them niggas over there, no, fuck it. Let Jesse go out and get shot. He'd have never done that. Two, the thing you're saying about if Steve Harvey can get Donald Trump to put some money in the hood, the only problem is that horse already left the barn. There is a video of Donald Trump months ago saying, It's fucked up in the hood. What they going through is crazy, and I'm going to do something about it. Those words never came out of Obama's mouth. Ever. So that's my issue with all of this. And this concept that Steve Harvey's meeting is going to be pivotal, I think that's bullshit.
Your answer, Doc?
I know. I think he'd say, what everyone said. I think he'd say you're fragmented. You're pulling together. You're chasing false gods and all this sort of technology. It's fragmenting you. You're getting to be like the white people who don't have an attention span worth a gnat. But they can get away with it because they're the dominant ones, and we can't. We need to pull together. We need to be better than being glued to our iPads.
I'll say this about Barack. He did let 1,300 people out of jail. 1,300
No,
brothers
he
out of
commuted
jail.
them. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Speak on it.
One dude actually
I
turned.
want to hear that.
One dude actually turned it down. Okay, so we have this whole concept that Obama did better as far as incarceration. Let me say this. Let's deal with the raw numbers. 2 million prisoners, almost 700.
1,300 out?
2 million prisoners, almost 700,000 are African American men. 700,000. He took 1,300 and gave a few pardons. He gave a bunch of them commutations, which means I shorten your sentence, but then I add maybe link to your probation. One dude said, "No, I just take my regular time." That's how bad some of the deals
were. Yeah.
1,300. I'm not saying that it isn't commendable, but for you to run as the first black president, turn down reparations, not apologize for slavery, and then basically do that on commutations, that's not enough.
Man.
Shit. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay.
You have to, don't you?
Kev, I'm your boy. Okay?
You have to, don't you?
We do, yes. I'm your boy. Okay? If I come up and you in a fight with 3 motherfuckers, we in a fight with 3 motherfuckers.
That's just what it is.
Okay? We do. You my dude like that.
We already
now,
know.
I come too late. They done beat your ass. You are clinging to your life. And I go, oh shit, Kev, hold still. Somebody dial 911. No, don't dial 911. Let Zoe know I'm gonna be late for lunch. Okay, here. Oh my God, you're bleeding and your bones are broken. Here's some Visine.
But I'm a fighter with a promoter.
That's
though.
what this.
Barack is a fighter with a promoter. And he can't make a move unless his promoter say so.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
That's how that goes,
That's
man.
fine. But I don't care who's standing behind him, Jesus or Don King. I don't care who's standing behind him. I cannot give him credit for somebody critically ill for giving him Visine, bro. I can't.
All right, look.
Band-Aid on cancer.
Hey. We got to take a quick break. Today's show is
Put a
heated.
Band-Aid on my broke neck.
The shit is fire. ZOWHAT Morning
And
Show
then do it,
Dash
and
Radio Hot Button. We got to take a quick break.
And
I'll
then
be
do
right
a press
back with-
release.
And then do.
God damn you! Turn the mics off. Hey, it's me, Zoe. Welcome back to my show without the side chatter from Negroes. Now, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Zoe's final thought. We got to wrap it up. It's been a heated one. All right. Jesus.
My God.
We got to film the in between the breaks too, because that's those are shows in and of themselves as well.
Outtakes.
Really quickly, let me shout out everybody that I said I would shout out in terms of the GoFundMe campaign. www.gofundme.com/ZO Williams. Miss Lips, she's a co-host on the Voice of Reason show. Bringing her along, teaching her the game. She dropped $10. Soledad Brother, about an hour ago, dropped $10. Cordaro Davis dropped $25. John Payne dropped $100. Zach Semi, or I guess that's how you say it, Semi, C-E-M-E, Semi, dropped $5. Chris Griffin dropped $20. Very appreciative of everybody who has been supporting this particular campaign. Again, small black-owned businesses, if you want some elevated exposure, hey, $200 gets you a month of promotion, 4 shows. Go to my Indiegogo campaign and contribute. That's www.gofundme.com/Zoe Williams. Now, here's the final thought. This shit hurts. But the black community keeps reliving Cain and Abel in different manifestations. See, we'll look at it like this. Okay, Cain killed Abel. That's murder. So anything less than murder is less than murder. What if I murder your financial opportunities? Right? What if I murder your class opportunities? That's what W.E.B. Du Bois did when he went at Marcus Garvey. He murdered a lot of opportunities. Now, yes, both were intelligent, both were articulate, both were charismatic, but one was in the alignment of being coddled by white supremacy. Hey, we'll help you start the NAACP. Here's some bread to do it. But these are the type of coloreds we want to interact with. The other was, fuck that. Keep our shit in-house. And if we got to go back to the house, according to the narrative they sold us, which was we ain't from here. If we got to go back to Africa, let's Black Star line it up out this motherfucker. But at least we are still we. Now, what integration did was it created a community of me's that are dependent on the validation and the acceptance of the power structure. This is why we believe in diversity as Black people. Right? Diversity is racism. I know you don't want to see it that way.
Ain't no Jewish show with Dr. G on it.
Right. I know you don't want to see it that way, but diversity is racism because it keeps the system intact. You get to come and demand, which is petition for some resources from the system that ain't gonna change because you're in a position of asking. Now, you can ask loudly and we'll call it demanding, but if I want to listen to your bemoans...
Your bemoan.
The rest of the final thought is in old English. Go. The rest of it is in old English. Go. Let him have it in old English.
One more time. Right. Say that one more time.
If I want to muster the Rohirrim, if I want to do that, but it's on me. Their cries are so loud, I must silence them.
They're drowning out the violins.
With the crust of bread.
Thank you, sir.
Here's the thing that's very disheartening. When you look at the money in the broke pockets of Black people collectively, it's significant. We could just say, okay, say the money in Black people's pockets pales in comparison to the money in white folk pocket. But if the money in Black people's pocket was used as a collective force, you can't tell me collectively we don't at least have a seed to plant, right? We plant seeds in celebrities, which are shadow figures, which, let's just be honest, a celebrity is at the behest of the people who signed their checks.
That's it.
Why the fuck you think Hillary Clinton can get Jay-Z to go stump for her?
He better.
Why do you think that's even possible? Do you understand that?
I don't know.
So at the end of the day, it ain't nobody's fault but ours because we refuse to believe in us. We believe in self-hate. The belief in self-hate is stronger than the belief in Christ. The motherfucker sitting in church and the self-hate is operating while they look at this bitch. What's she wearing? Who the fuck she thinks she... Do you understand?
I ain't finna sit her too close to the pastor.
Do you understand this skank ass? She don't even... Do you understand? The belief in self-hate is stronger than the belief in Christ. So at the end of the day, the FBI don't have to tap Zoe's phone. They probably are, but they don't have to.
And fuck you.
Because at the end of the day,
Definitely are.
like you said, the breakdown of the African American community is on autopilot. It's just floating along. So now, solution time. It's the same solution that was 50 years ago. You can't tell me Marcus was wrong when he said, let's unify,
Get the fuck up.
consolidate, work together, support. You can't tell me Elijah Muhammad was wrong when he said, clean yourself up, right? Oh, sometimes you need a little religion and a belief system wrapped around it so you can feel like you're doing something holy. Why do you have to feel like working together needs to be wrapped in a holy vessel? Why can't just working together be holy? Why do you need Allah said to do it? Okay, so I guess I'll do it. You mean you couldn't do it when you were a Crip? Because isn't that where
you see walking?
Isn't that where that started? Do you understand? Look at the belief systems that we hold. Right? Just niggas ain't shit. Mamas tell us that. Mamas tell us that.
I don't need no man.
Look at where they came from. Dr. G said, well, how do you challenge a belief? First off, every belief in your mind has to earn its space there. How does it earn its space? Let me tell you something about critical thinking. Critical thinking tells you, whenever you have a belief and you get new information, whatever old belief was there has to be rewritten. That's critical thinking. I got another perspective on some shit I believed. And you know what? This new information shed some different light. So how many pieces of new information do we need to get? Barack didn't support black people for us to get excited, to stop getting excited about the BET special saying goodbye.
To Michelle.
Michelle came out. Oh my God.
Michelle did more for us.
Oh, she slayed.
She did.
Oh, the relationship goals. Oh, they got a movie. Everything is pomp and circumstance. And even Martin Luther King said it in May of '67. He said it was superficial optimism. God damn. He said it. Superficial optimism. We are pep rally people, and the pep rally wears off faster than one of them mints that's supposed to be gum, and then it turns and it just melts. You know, you chew it for a second. Is it gum or is it mint? The shit disappears as soon as you walk out the door.
Whatever it is gone, nigga.
Whether it's the mosque, whether it's the I love Farrakhan. That's my brother. I love him to death. God, I wish I could meet him. I wish I could kick it with him and just soak up the information. But we still can't stop and say, hey, somebody black killed Malcolm. W.E. Du Bois was a black man, killed Garvey. Killed him in the sense of his movement. It's always a nigga that's gonna take that bread from the dominant society that kills off organization, cooperation, collective unity, recycling of black. It's always a nigga that I can talk to that nigga over there and I can offer that nigga something and he's my guy on the inside that'll undo all this shit. It's always one. Now ask yourself a question. Who's a bigger problem to the black community? Donald Trump or us? I'm so sick of highfalutin niggas class shaming other niggas. Oh, I'm boule.
You medium-falutin niggas too.
No, you are a black white man who the white man has already told you what your place is. And he will fuck you over just like he fuck any other nigga over. You just so happen to be a nigga he can have a conversation with. A real nigga in the street is gonna try to choke your ass out for talking this bullshit. Do you understand? We've got to fucking break up with doing deals with them. The idea of doing deals. It's just what it is. I'm Zoe Williams, and that's my final thought on this shit. You know, I love y'all to death, but goddamn, what the fuck else we supposed to do? Anyway, to do back in the building. Kevin, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, you guys can hit me at Real Nagas. That's Real Nagas, REELNAGAS, for the status classes. Also, next week, I got a big announcement about a nonprofit that we set up to help brothers be safe within traffic stops. So stay tuned for that.
My man, 50 grand, Antonio
Moore. You can catch me at Tone Talks on YouTube. Please support my page as well. I'm for donation. ToneTalks.org. Bringing articles there. Just check it out.
Great articles, man. ToneTalk.org, correct?
ToneTalks.org. And go to YouTube, Tone Talks. Check out the Meta World Peace interview and the Byron Allen interview. I think you'll enjoy it.
And Jeff Brown.
As long as your social spiritual, and emotional dress clothes feel better than your social, emotional, and spiritual work clothes feel, you're going to always be right where the fuck you at. That's the kind of shit that's in Jeff's Brownies, my book, coming soon.
Oh, yes. Dr. G.
Find me at Twitter at Mark Goulston, MarkGoulston, and Talking to Crazy, $1.99 at Kindle. It's going away soon, so check that up.
Everybody want to integrate. Oh, I'm so happy for Serena. She found love. She integrated. Fuck interracial. Niggas want to integrate with everybody else, but don't want to integrate with each other. I'm not mad at Serena. Go ahead, do your thing. If motherfucker love you, shit, do your thing. But god damn it, they're good brothers out here. Stop fucking with celebrity niggas who see you as an average bad bitch. How about that? Go find a regular nigga from Compton.
Go find an alpha male supervisor.
I bet you there's a nigga at UPS that would love the shit out you right now, Serena.
Yeah.
But no disrespect. I mean, do what you do to make yourself happy and be in love. But god damn,
you need a nigga in work clothes.
Everybody got an option outside of us. Everybody got an option outside. Ain't no options inside.
Ain't no good niggas. None.
All right, that's it. We gotta go.
If you done had 6 bad relationships, you know what them niggas got in common? You. Bye.
Deuces.